Okay, using Garageband, so we'll open Garageband up, press on the plus button, top left, to create a new track. Here you can flick through to find the appropriate instrument, so it's already on the one that I want, which is the audio recorder, because I'm going to create a podcast. So tap on the icon. Okay, here I'll press on this plus sign in the top right to change the length, which is as a standard 8 bars. I want that to be automatic. So put the slider on. Also, it could be useful to turn the metronome off. So if I press on the spanner, I can turn the metronome off. It can become distracting if you're just doing an audio podcast. Alright, now to begin, the record button. Okay, we're now recording, so the student can just read out their podcast straight into the iPad microphone, and it will continue to record until we press on the record button again, or the stop button. So I'll do that now. Okay, there is the ability to change the sound of the audio if you'd like. Now, once that's recorded, if you're happy with that, so I'll just press play. Okay, we're now recording, so the student can just read out their podcast straight into the iPad microphone, and it will continue to record until we press on the record button again, or the stop button. So I'll do that now. Okay, so there's our recording. So I can also come back now if I'd like to add other instruments to perhaps create a jingle at the beginning of my audio recording. I'll just close that. So I can also add in other instruments if I'd like to. So here's my recording track here on my top line. So if I'd like to add other instruments in to create a jingle at the beginning, tap on instruments. There are, for non-musicians like myself, smart instruments, which are very handy. So I might go to the smart drums. And here you can drag in percussion instruments. If I was to drag in, say, kick here, it will appear here on the left-hand side. If I'd like to, I can also just have a random selection by pressing on the dice. And I can click on the dice again as many times as I like to randomize that. Okay, if I like that, I can come and press the record. Okay, when I'm happy with that, just press stop. Okay, we're now recording, so the student can just read out their podcast straight. Okay, I can continue to add in more instruments if I liked by going to the instrument section until I created the jingle that I was happy with. So I can move along perhaps to Smart Keyboard. And for non-musicians again, we can put on autoplay. I can select one of these, tap on a chord, and press record when I'm ready. Student can out their podcast straight into the iPad microphone, and it will continue to record until we press on the record button again. Okay, when I'm happy with that, I can come up here back to my songs. Or actually, I'll just have a look. I'll just edit that. So I'll come here. Okay, you can see that I've got them starting in different positions. So what I need to do is to drag. So I'll drag the grand piano one back to the beginning because I want that to be my intro jingle. I've got my smart drums there as well. I want my podcast to start after my intro jingle, so I'm going to drag that forward a little bit. I'm going to put it there on the beginning of the fourth bar, which means I'll need to shorten these. So if I tap on them, at the end I can drag this little slider in to reduce the length, and I'll do the same on the piano. Drag that back. If I want to adjust the volume of either of these instruments, I can tap over here and drag out this little marker here. And here's my audio sound volume slider that I can adjust as well. To return to the beginning of the track, press rewind. I'll just drag that slider back so it's easier to view. Okay, and then you can play your track. Okay, we're now recording, so the student can just read out their podcast straight into the iPad microphone, and it will continue to record until we press on the record button again. Okay, now return to my songs. Here's the song I was just working on. I can rename that by tapping on the word my song. X to delete the text. And click done. Okay, and the last thing you would then need to do is to send it to the teacher upon completion. So come up here and click select. Tap on the correct file and then share that. There are a few options. You might like to, for example, open it in another app to continue working on it. So you could edit this information and then click on share. And you'll have a range of apps that are installed on your iPad that you could import it into. So, for example, iMovie would be a popular one where you could then add photos or videos to go along with the backing track. However, in this case, I just have a podcast, so I just tap on my share, and I could simply then tap on mail and email that to my teacher. Okay, that's the end of the tutorial.